Hey man, stay safe world. You already know what's going on. We gotta talk about this situation with QUANDO RONDO and the shooting that occurred on La Cienega Boulevard the other day, man. More details basically came out about the incident. We're about to get into new rumors that are saying that allegedly the Hoover gangster criminal gang has something to do with it. I know a lot of people were thinking it was Lil Durk or possibly even the Rolling 60s and shit. We gonna get right into it. Before we do, I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and let's run this up. So let's go. Because of the fact that QUANDO RONDO basically has beef with, I'm pretty sure he has beef with more people than way more people than the people that he's allied with. There's a lot of speculation that it could have been someone with the Rolling 60s who didn't really appreciate QUANDO RONDO claiming to be that, and then not really checking in, which in LA terms basically means paying the gang for extortion money to be protected. That's something that people were kind of speculating, because like a lot of people were saying that he didn't check in throughout his time while in LA, which honestly it is a burden for artists to do it, but he's not the only one. Almost probably every big rap artist that you know that comes to LA probably be checking in and paying these gangs for protection, because unless you're really out here and really know about the situation, like you have to really live here to really understand the whole city as a whole. A lot of shit goes on in places you wouldn't even expect, and if you're just out and about as an artist, especially apparently he was in La Cienega Heights, which is close to Crenshaw, which is like the headquarters of the Rolling 60s. If you didn't know, QUANDO RONDO was allegedly a Rolling 60. So I guess people are saying that he was spotted in La Cienega Heights and then went to Beverly Hills, and then that's where he was ambushed after being followed. So it's obviously not a smart situation for him to be traveling to different parts of the city and he has no fucking clue where he is, man. But a lot of speculation sort of came from the fact that since he's an alleged Rolling 60, he's had beef with Hoover Criminals, another like gang in LA, you know, like for the longest. Like there's a video of him from like 2019 basically being in actually he has a video of him being in like in a mall or something, and he basically got pressed by some Hoovers. And on top of that, there's a video of a picture of him basically on Slauson and Crenshaw, sort of like where like the Nipsey Hussle store is. That's like the headquarters of the Rolling 60s area type shit, and him like throwing up disses to the Hoover Criminals and shit. And just, I guess, if you don't really know about that shit really, not saying this is cool and glorifying it, but basically like the Rolling 60s, they have like an ongoing beef with like the Hoovers for like the longest, honestly. So when he comes to LA, like even just as a regular person, he's like from out of town and shit, he's inheriting that beef by claiming that gang, which is another thing that is hella dumb. That like I don't know why you would want to come to a city that you don't really even know really the situation and then be claiming gangs and stuff just to like, I don't really understand it, because he just does that not really even knowing what's going on, and then he fucking ends up getting, this is what happens, this is the end result, man. And it's sad. You see the video with this homie getting murked and shit, it's definitely sad and shit, but it's not like these niggas didn't know that this is a possibility of what could happen. And even in the nice areas and shit, it doesn't even matter where you are really, like you're carrying that on your shoulders. So if you're spotted in any way really just like chilling or doing whatever, man, like you have a target on your back just in general. That's just as an artist in general. But when you add the added like affiliations with gangs and shit too, and you're not careful, and you didn't even like, I guess, check in with the gang that you're affiliated with to get like an armored car or like get some type of protection or some shit, it's like, bruh, you're like, sure he wasn't in a fishbowl, but it's like you might as well be in a fishbowl if you're not in an armored car and just driving around LA. Obviously it's not fucking safe. Like it's a safe place for, I guess, civilians and shit, but for people that are affiliated, it's not a very safe place, man. Like look at Pop Smoke. He apparently got allegedly attacked by the the Hoovers. So that's one person. And then you see this situation and it's like, man, it's just kind of not smart. It's not using your head, you know? Like I guess maybe he didn't have enough money to pay for the protection or wasn't trying to check in and pay anybody. But obviously it's kind of needed now, because now you're just down a homie and you're traumatized for the rest of your life again. So it's just not moving smart and shit. Honestly, I don't even know why he would want to be in LA. And if you are going to be in LA, you got to be mad, like, quiet. But I guess he was quiet, but obviously not quiet enough, because they were able to find his location pretty easily. And that's just unfortunate on his part. There's a lot of shit that you could do differently as an artist. I mean, like, if I was a big ass artist like that, I would probably, I don't even know if he posted anything or like even said that he was in LA, but people probably can find out because he probably told people behind the scenes that he was there, and then people could have easily spotted him. And it's not really like he was that recognizable. He's wearing a face mask and shit, but it's still, you gotta be careful, man, because you never know. Like, even if you're in a hotel, even if you're like going somewhere, all it takes is someone to be like, oh shit, I saw him there. And then if they're close by and you're sitting somewhere waiting for mad long, you're basically just like a sitting duck. And a lot of people were trying to basically say that this was Lil Durk because of a whole situation that's also possible situation where people were saying that because Brick Baby, who's a notable Rolling 60s member, is cool with Lil Durk, and he basically said there was a lot of fake Rolling 60s members, and like QUANDO RONDO claims to be Rolling 60s, that there could have been some type of setup situation there, which could have been true. Honestly, the Hoover part could have been true too. Honestly, we don't really even know at the end of the day. And honestly, whoever it is, it doesn't fucking matter, because it's obvious that this nigga like QUANDO RONDO has a lot of beef, and he's really lucky to even be able to survive, man. Even if he got grazed or shot, or maybe not shot, whatever the case is, he's just lucky to be alive, and hopefully he uses this as a lesson to be smarter. Honestly, if I were him, I wouldn't even go to LA anymore. I'd probably just go to New York, bro. Like, honestly, like, if you have all the money in the world and you know that it's crazy out here and this type of shit happens, I don't know why you just don't go to New York. Obviously that same type of thing happens, but you don't really hear it happening to like big artists and shit. And it has basically everything that you need, like the same shit that LA does. But you know, people love the weather and they want to smoke gas and they want to do this, but it's like all that shit comes with a price, you know? Like, you want to go get weed and do that. What happens when you go get weed and do that? Someone can easily spot you, and it takes mad long in the dispensaries. Someone can easily pull up and follow you to a secluded location like they did, or any type of situation could happen. It's just not smart, man. Especially when you have the biggest target on your head that I could really think of in any type of situation with multiple groups coming to try to kill you. It's like, it's not smart. Plus, it's like so many people are trying to kill this man that we can't even figure out who was, because there's so many people with motives that it honestly, if someone were to do it, like, unless they, and apparently the people had masks and stuff, no one would really even know like who did it. You feel me? Because it's like, it could have been so-and-so or so-and-so. Or like, there's so many people that don't like him that it's like you're not helping your case. Because if you do get got, no one's going to be able to know who did it, because there's so many different groups. Like, honestly, it's pretty genius of the people aiming at him, because it's like, what do you have to lose? It's not like it's like an open shut case. You can't just say, oh, it was Durk, because there's like 3 other groups, not even including the people from Savannah that he probably beefs with, like on top of that have interest in seeing him gone, man. So it's like, he needs to do some reevaluating. It's super sad what happened to his homie, and like super sad what happened, but it's like, bruh, you play stupid games, you win super prizes. That's like, at the end of the day, the lesson learned throughout all this shit. But let me know in the comments what y'all think happened. Let me know what y'all think was the situation, or who did what. Let me know like what your thoughts are on QUANDO RONDO and how he should continue living his life after this shit happens. Let me know, man. Real say shit. You already know what's going on. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Peace.